was the 1st of May back home at Pumpkin Center. Move-in day. I don't believe there ever was as many people moved away from our town as they did last spring, yes, sir. Just as we was getting to be quite a city, too. We had 2 new houses, and the trolley line run within 8 miles of it. Well, the whole trouble was our town went prohibition last spring, yep. We're a dry town now. We did have 4 saloons and 1 drugstore, and now we got 5 drugstores. Well, Hiram Wood made up his mind he was going to move over to Hickory Corners and sent over to get Jim Lawson and me to come over and help him move. They had moved the fence that run from his house down to the drugstore, and he didn't have nothing to get hum by. Well, I'd knowed High since he was a little feller, and his wife, Mandy, too, you see. There was 2 Wood families in our town, High's folks and Mandy's folks, and High was a Spartan Mandy, and he asked Mandy if she would marry him, and she said she would, so Wood married Wood, and they weren't married no time at all till they had a house full of kindling. Well, High was a sort of no-count feller. He didn't know very much. I remember one spring he put so much fertilizer on his pumpkin patch he didn't have any pumpkins. He started them to growing, and they growed so doggone fast the vines wore the pumpkins out, dragging them over the ground. He had to put 3 more rails on the fence to keep them in the field. Well, he heard somebody say laugh and grow fat, and he sat up 2 whole days and a night tickling the hogs with a straw trying to get 'em to laugh. He said he could save a lot of corn if he could get them hogs to laughing. Well, he only done one good thing. He was the leader of our band. He played a juice harp, but along in the winter he got a cold, and doctor told him to grow whiskers. Well, sir, he growed whiskers that looked like a load of hay on fire, and then he couldn't play the juice harp anymore 'cause it got tangled up in his whiskers and pulled him out, and that busted up the band. Well, Jim and me went over to help him move. We got a lot of things out on the wagon, and I got into the doggone fix. He crawled into the hen coop to nail a door on it, and he nailed himself in and throwed the hammer out, and he couldn't get out. Well, Jim was a-crawling around over things in the garret, and he run his wooden leg through a bunghole in an empty barrel and fell downstairs with it, and he couldn't help any more. And I was a-coming downstairs with a looking-glass under one arm, set of quilting frames under the other, feather bed on my shoulder, dishpan full of dishes in my hands, and a jar of preserves, and them quilting frames got between my legs and throwed me down, busted the preserves, ripped open the feather bed, and I got preserves and feathers all over me, and the horses got scared and run away, and Hiram started after him, and I started after Hiram, and the dog started after me, and the whole town of Pumpkin Center turned out to see who'd been tarred and feathered. Well, we just got things straightened out when the constable come along and arrested High for trying to take things out of the state what had a mortgage on him, and put me in the calaboose for aiding and abetting of him. Well, sir, I had to sell the best yoke oxen I had to get me and High out, and I don't believe I ever will forget moving day at Pumpkin Center.